Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Bad Wolf. All right, so I first of all want to thank all of you guys for subscribing and for all of the emails and questions. Sorry I haven't been able to get back to everybody, but just been working hard and then trying to, take care of all these channels. For those of you who don't know, I've got some other channels that should be listed down below, also with some other offers and discounts on various things. But let's jump right into it. So another shout out to Eric Harold, Nick, Airborne Stacker, and Monica. Thank you guys. I definitely appreciate you guys are positive influences and things and questions. So I'm going to try to answer a couple more of them. All right. So when you're doing your DS11, these are the top questions I've been getting. At the bottom of it, it's going to have a section where okay, here we go. If you read in here, it's going to say that I declare under perjury that all the following is true. And if you read it, it says, I am a citizen or a non-citizen national of the United States. Okay, so either way you fill this out, they're going to say that you signed on there under perjury that you are still a citizen or at best a non-citizen national, okay, of the U.S. So you're still in their jurisdiction. Okay, that's what they're wanting you to look at. Now the difference is that when you use the explanatory statement, okay, so if you look on the back of the application, you're going to find that there's a section on there called Acts and Conditions, okay, and it wants you to line out the things that apply to you. Okay, so when you do that, and you should probably do in conjunction your explanatory statement. Now, that statement is what I've been getting questions on, because I know in the one video I only kind of alluded to it. There's no one standard format, so you kind of have to make your own. You can look for it. Some people have asked me for, a copy of what I have, and I mean, I can provide that, for like $20 or something like that. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but I've been kind of giving you guys breadcrumbs on how to do this, so you don't have to pay anybody to do it. But here I'll give you some examples of basically what's in that statement, okay, and why it's important. The reason why you want that explanatory statement, could be one page, couple pages, depending on how you want to do it, is because it tells them that you know the difference of what is going on, and that you are basically declaring that you're not underneath their so-called jurisdiction as a 14th Amendment slave, basically. This is exactly what it is. That's why it was created, for slaves. So when people are like watching people get away with certain things, or, the average person can't get away with anything, it's because you're their property. You're not as they call a free person. You know what I mean? So here we go. Let's. I'm not going to read through everything, and this is in mine. But basically, what you're going to want to do is, it says, these explanatory statements will remain as part of this passport application to obtain my United States of America passport. Okay, so you got America on the end of that. I'm closing my previous passport and passport authority because of the application errors. So this is going to be an update to my citizenship, okay, in the United States of America, USA, as a national by 8 USC 1101 A of 21. Okay, so you want stuff like that in there. So you're specifically telling them, I am this, not that, because if you have any aspect of it being they're not really sure, if you're close, they'll make you a non-U.S. national. So if you're just a low bottom 14th Amendment citizen, which is basically what everybody is without knowing it, because of your applying for taxes and your Social Security, you're down here. Okay, you're rising when you become a non-U.S. national of the United States, but you're higher, okay, than a standard 14. So they'll mostly leave you alone, but you want to break through that by declaring it specifically. So that's what a passport explanatory statement is, and you attach that. Keep it loose until you get to the application place, and then ask them if this is my explanatory statement. Do you want it stapled? Do you want it, So that way you don't get like denied or say, oh, you can't attach that. Just, put it with it and then do as instructed with them. Okay. So in this, basically, I talk about my allegiance is to, God and to the state of Wisconsin, which is where I'm from. So obviously, if you make yours, put it to your state because you're trying to become a state citizen, all right, or a national of the several states. So you're going to specifically mention your state. All right. So from there, I put in here. Let's see here. I believe that the passport application form is an error as it requests a social security number under the authority of section 6039E of the Internal Revenue Code 1986. Okay. And then basically I tell them that even though I have that I am only the authorized agent of that all caps name and I assume no responsibility. All right. So moving on, basically just talk about I was born in my city and state in America, and that basically that I am not under the authority of the 14th, being a 14th Amendment citizen. And then I cite some some of the cases in there. And then the definition of a 14th Amendment citizen and how I do not qualify as such. Also provided, I claim no privileges or immunities provided by the 14th Amendment. And thereby I am not being a being or subject of the jurisdiction thereof. Okay. Note, although I may have issued a social security number and may have been provided with a birth certificate or a registered organization by my state as identifying documents, these are only identifying documents. To use such documents does not imply that I'm a U.S. federal citizen. As such, have been abandoned, closed, or only the authorized agent thereof and assume no liability. Okay? So that's the biggest thing, is that like you're basically saying, yes, I'm authorized to use it, but I don't assume no responsibility for it. I'm a detached, separate being from such. All right, the next part, this is actually on the Passport Agency's website, labeled as Section 302 of Public Law 94-241. Basically, it says, after reaching the age of 18 years, which date is later become a national but not a citizen of the United States by making a declaration under oath before any court established or Constitution or laws of the United States of America or any other court of record in the Commonwealth in the form as follows. And I state my name. I am duly hereby sworn and declare that my intention is to be a national but not a non-U.S. national of the United States, nor a citizen of the United States. Okay, and then all rights reserved, blah, 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 blah. And so that you should sign and do that in front of a notary, and then send that in, all this in as your explanatory statement. And then at the bottom, just, you have your notary people do their thing. So basically, all this entails for the explanatory statement, you're declaring that you are not a 14th Amendment citizen. You are declaring that you don't want any of the benefits of being a 14th Amendment, and anything that you have, your documents are only for identification purposes, and that you are not under that jurisdiction. You claim no liability for using it. You are an authorized agent. It's kind of like when somebody works for Nike or whatever else, and they screw up at the job. That doesn't mean that they can go after that person because they're just an authorized agent. And then the company fires the agent. Sorry, our agent screwed up, but they don't assume full liabilities for the company. Okay, so that's basically what you want in your explanatory statement. Sorry, I screwed that up. Explanatory statement. You want to look and check into your acts and conditions on the reverse side of the application, and see what applies to you, see what doesn't apply to you. Make sure you've got your, of course, your fees, your pictures, all that kind of stuff. Yusuf L kind of went into the, I think it's the do not detain list or the silver bullet. You can look those up on here and find his information. Like I said, everything on there was good. I don't think he talked about the explanatory statement and crossing out the back parts on the application. So those are the key things that you guys need to do in order to put in your passport, so that you are removing yourself from underneath that jurisdiction, that control. Like I said, doesn't mean you can't go around breaking laws, but it does mean that you're not underneath like their fake, or I shouldn't really say fake, how about their belief system, I think is what the one lady called it that I was studying some of this from. So, you know, basically being pulled over for tickets and little things like that, you know, a lot of things go away, you know, prior problems and situations because you're no longer in their belief system. All right, so that's pretty much about it. You can find a lot of information, like I said, with Yusuf L's information on how to fill the passport. One of my videos on here also I talk about how to fill it out. And there's other tons of samples on there. And so you guys should be good. So hopefully that clears up some more questions. And I'm over now. So stay around, check out some of the videos. Should be popping up after I'm done here. Don't forget to support, bell, like, and subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of the day.